Hi guys, over the months I've been speaking to you guys about how to acquire land, the challenges that comes along in acquiring a land, and what are some of the issues even after you have acquired the land. This week is on me, and I want to share my experience about some of the difficulties that I'm facing here at the farm about land with you guys. So stay tuned as I bring you this episode. Hi guys, so once again welcome back, and as I said, today I want to talk to you about an incident that happened 2 days ago. And before I go into the incident, I want to give you guys a history before what happened yesterday. But before that, I want to say a big thank you to all of you for your support, encouragement, for all the subscription, comments, sharing of the videos. I feel like every day I get reached out to by new people saying a brother of mine in UK, in the US shared your video with me, in Italy, in Germany, in Spain, in Australia. Thank you all guys for the support, and my team and I are very grateful and for watching. We will try our best and update you guys and give you the real farming experience in Ghana, Africa. And if today is your first time watching us here, welcome to Achimota Farms. And here we just share basically everything that happens at the farm. Honest, transparent data, information about money, costs, methods, everything that we are doing here with you, so that if you decide one day to start a project, you will have something to refer to and you will have the information that you need to be able to make that decision. So thank you all very much for making the time to watch. I know the information that I provide here are not a one-time thing. It's not a celebrity show where you can just watch and move on. Most of you want more information. You want to reach out to me personally. You want to talk to me. The ways you can do that is in the description bottom below. I have my WhatsApp number. We also have a Zoom link where you can schedule some time and talk to me, either 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whichever schedule work for you. You can book some time with me, and I promise you I will show up and we can have a chat and answer your question relating to agriculture, moving to Ghana, Africa, whatever you want to talk about. I'm happy to talk to you guys. My WhatsApp line is for quick messages. If you have a quick question, you can also reach out to me there, and my team will get in touch with you as well. So thank you very much guys. And coming back to today's topic, so the land that I'm sitting on right now is, I think, almost 6 acres, right? So I bought this land about 7 years ago. As you can see, I was still very young, but I had a vision, and I bought this land about 7 years ago. Fast forwarding it to about 3 years ago, I moved. I had been in Ghana, moved from the US, and really wanted to start something on the land. So, when I purchased the land, did the paperwork, everything, I actually bought it from the community, and this is where I'm from, so paperwork was done, everything. Land demarcation was very far away, 7 years ago. And so I purchased the land, paid for it. I paid it in installment. I was in the US by then, so anytime I'll come down, I'll bring something small for the chief, and finally finish paying everything. So 3 years I came to the village and decided to start this project. So there were so many different farmers. Friends of my mom, family friends that were farming on this land. And in order for me to start my project, I needed to clear the land, right? So just like you guys have seen in most of my videos, how I clear my land. So I bring the wheel loader or payloader and clear it so that I'll be able to use other tractor implements in farming. So, you know, they had their plantain, cassava, and so on and so forth. There were about 8, if not more, you know, different families that were farming on the land, because it belongs to their ancestors, right? And it was sold to me. Even though they know and they agreed it was sold to me, they were still using it. So I gave them some time, about 6 months, to clear everything so that I can come to my land. 6 months down the line, they haven't, you know, they weren't ready to go. So I came in and started having meetings with them and seeing what they have on the land, and started paying them off to say, okay, I know I gave you time, you still haven't cleared it, so this is some money for you to take over whatever you're doing. And I did that wisely. I did that in the beginning of the farming year, so that I know people would need money to farm this year, right, which is 3 years ago. So I gave them money during the farming season so that they can now move to a new land and go and farm there, and I can take back my land. So most of them were very grateful, took the money and left. Another issue that I faced was right after I purchased my land, one of the family members of the family that owns the land came quickly and planted cocoa and palm nuts. So his case was a bit different. So I went to him to say, hey, I'm coming back to take my land. You know, everybody has vacated, but you still have, you know, your cocoa. And the guy intentionally planted everything. He planted cocoa, he planted cashew, he planted palm trees. And nobody does that even in this community. Cocoa doesn't grow here. But he knew that I've purchased the land. And in their mind, you know, when they hear that a blogger, you know, somebody who lives abroad have purchased something, and they think the person have money. So think about different ways and reasons, right, to get money from you. So I went to see this guy and say, I've paid everybody off, even though I bought the land to get my land. So I see that you've planted certain things on. And this guy said, no, I planted the things before you came. I was like, you planted cocoa and the cocoa hasn't even started growing. The cashew hasn't started bearing fruit. Cocoa takes 3 to 4 years to bear fruit. Cashew, what, 3 years to start bearing fruit? So what are you telling me? I bought this land 7 years ago and this is my papers. And he says he didn't see any signboard on the land. So that doesn't mean that I bought the land. So I was like, this is interesting, because as you know, your Abusuapenyin, which is the elders, have sold the land to me, and you are aware of it. So we called the elders, and they confirmed that yes, the land has been sold to me, and so on and so forth. So I said, fine, I will still compensate you just like I did with the others. And this guy asked me for 10,000 cedis, right? This is about 3 years ago. I'm telling this story because I want to lean into what happened yesterday. So this guy said 10,000 cedis. I was like, which is like $2,000. I was like, how much did I even buy the land 7 years ago for me to pay you 10,000 cedis? So I can't do that. So he says, if I can't do that, then he's also not willing to give me the land. I was like, fine. I actually don't need all the land at this moment. So you know what? I'm going to focus on the side that I need and start my cattle farm and other project that I want to. And when the time is right that I need that side of the land, we can have another conversation, or we might go to court. So let's see. I mean, we all living in the same community. Snase is not very big if you know the area. So, you know, I'll meet him in town, up and down, and you know. So fast forward about a year, the guy came to me again and said, you know what, I would have accepted by my wife, blah blah blah, he wanted this, so now if you give us 5,000 we will take. And I actually offered to give them 3,000 instead of the 10,000, and they turned it down. So I said, okay, if that, because I didn't even buy the land at that price, but I was willing to give it to them because they have a cash crop on, and I value their work and efforts, right? But this guy said, no, they won't take 3,000, they would take 10,000 Ghana cedis. So I let it go. So a year after, they came to me again and they said they wanted 5,000. And I said, I don't have 5,000. Actually, to be frank with you, the 3,000 I promised to give you, I even don't have it at this moment. So I don't have the 5,000. And you know, I brought a wheel loader. By then I didn't have my own wheel loader, so I rented. And I said, I brought a wheel loader here, and now that wheel loader is gone. We put it on the low bed, traveled here, traveled back. So if I'm even going to give you money, I'm going to give you less than 3,000, because I need to bring that machine again, and it's extra cost. Meanwhile, you could have done the whole thing when it came here the first time. So I don't even have the 3,000 to give you. So, you know, they left, and I continued working on my project, and I didn't touch that land. You know, I left it as it is, you know, no issues, nothing. Continue doing my work. And then I think after a few months, they came back and say, fine, they will take the 3,000 because now they can't come to the farm. They are not taking care of the farm, so I should give them the 3,000 to take and do something. So I said, okay. So I said, I'll give you 2,000. That's what I have at the time. So they took the 2,000 and they left. And that land is still there. I haven't touched it, and it's actually growing bushy, you know, as you can see. I haven't touched the land, which is right by the ranch, right? So it's been there. And you know, over the years I've been working on this project and expanding and so on and so forth. Till yesterday, right? So you guys are aware of the video where I'm actually starting a pig farm at the same land, right? So the whole idea is actually to start a pig farm adjacent to the poultry farm, which I showed you guys in my recent video about start a pig farm with 50,000 cedis. So I'll take you to that project, since it's right here. And this is even the blocks that we made recently for that project, right? So this is it. And let's come over. So this land, as you can see from the photo, right, it is sort of the same line that I'm taking, and I'm sharing this with you guys. It's not such a big deal, but it's real. It's what is happening in the country, probably happening to you as well. You know, so I don't know, but I just feel like sharing. I'm not sharing because I want any action to be taken or anything. So I just want to share with you guys so that you know what is happening. So let's look at this. So this, let's go this way. So if you look at this side, so that's the chicken pen, right? So it's right there, and it goes all the way straight to the main road, right? And that is it. So fasting forward from 7 years, now people have started, you know, the moment I started this project, you know, people will say, oh, Sementia is doing something here, and therefore the land here is going to be valuable. So everybody started planting cashew and securing their land and so on. That's cool. I'm not thinking about buying any more land here or anything. So that's fine to secure your land. So a couple of months ago, I heard that they are demarcating, you know, selling lands here. Even the guy who owns the land here, which is about an acre, came to me and asked me if I want to buy it. And I told him, no, I don't want to buy any land here. So 1 week, they came and put this pillar here. Let's come closer. Come. So they put this pillar here, which is 2 plots. So this means this is 1 plot. And what this means is this is also 1 plot, right? And they put a line here. So this is for someone, this is for some. I don't know if they've sold it or not, but this is 2 plot. This line here can mean 2 things. So the line here can mean that if you have a line and then there is another pillar here, and that pillar also has a line opposite this pillar, then that means that there is a road, either 40 feet or 20 feet road here. So then all the plots are going to start from here. when there is a line like this too, another meaning is that the land here has not been demarcated, right? So there is maybe a vast land that hasn't demarcated, or somebody has a plot, a big site that hasn't been demarcated, so that is a whole big sort of land as well. Then they will jump it to the next and put another pillar at the end of that person's sort of farmland or whatever, industrial area, school, anything. Then they'll put another pillar at the back of it after this. So this is a true meaning. When I started working on my plot, I actually cleared the entire thing and created a road around it, right? And I created one even at the other side. And when I did that, people came and said, "You've encroached my land, you created a road," and even charged me for it. There was two guys. One had a cashew, one had a normal farm, crops. And they came to me and they charged me for it, and I paid it. And I said, yeah, I don't care. I'll pay you if you think that I have come closer to you or I've destroyed anything from you. So I paid these guys off. But now when they're going to farm, that's where they park their cars. That's where they all pass to go to farm, right? But I don't mind. I knew that someday I might also need it. The community might need it. So I'll pave the road. So my intent wasn't to create another road here, because if I have a land of this piece and I create a road here and create a road here, I'm really reducing the size of my land. So I was like, I'm going to create a road at one side and leave the other side and leave just a path. So when I came and saw these pillars, I was like, it could be two things. If it is road, then they should have put a second pillar here saying that this path is road. But since there is no second pillar, then what this line means is that this side, which is my land, hasn't been demarcated. So maybe, that is what it means to me. So when I was doing this pig project, I decided to measure 15 feet gap in case someday I want to walk here, or even if I want to create a wall around the farm, I can start right from the pillar. But I wanted to leave like 15 feet to allow people to walk, or even cars to walk, because if the next person also takes 15 feet, that's 30 feet. A car could actually pass through, right? So my logical sense as a human being is to leave some room for pedestrians and small vehicles or bicycles, just to leave a room. You never know what can happen. So I left that room so that we can all use it, basically. So then I started my project, and then one of these guys who owns the land here came and said, but this place is a road. And I said, who determined that this is a road? Right? I know this is becoming a long story, which I didn't intend to, but it's good you have the context of it, right? So I hope you're enjoying it, and I'm not being too boring. So he said, this is a road. And I said, how come? Who decided? And he says, don't you see the pillar? And I said, have you seen a road pillar? Because I have multiple lands that have created road by it, and anytime you're creating a road, it's two pillars, all showing a line, making sure that the 40 feet is inside. You have one pillar at the end of your land. You have no pillar in my land. So what shows that that's a road? And even if it is a road, who gave you the power to use my land for a road without considering even a piece of yours? Because if you want to create a 40 feet road, you could have come and say, hey Fred, I think that the way this place is developing, we probably should create a road. I'm going to bring 20, you also bring 20, and let's create a road. That's what I would do. But you didn't do that. You've demarcated yours and probably sold it and say, but entering into yours is a road. So I said, that's not possible, because there's nothing indicating that this is a road. So I started working on my project. We had that discussion normal and left. And then yesterday we came, and literally somebody has come here and burned all the pillars, the metal pillars that we are using to roof the building. As you can see, all the pillars are basically bent, and also the blocks are also like blocking. So my guys called me early in the morning when they woke up that this is what has happened. I was like, who could do this, you know? So we looked at it, and it seems like it's actually a human being who literally was burning all the metals and also broke the block work that has been done. So I was processing, you know, because something like this has never happened to me, and I'm like, do I have an enemy here? What is going on? So I was processing when, you know, one of my brothers came to me in the afternoon and said, hey, they've served us a letter at the palace. I was like, oh, what is it about? And so, oh, some people have went to the chiefs to complain that you have encroached their land. And I was like, okay, so who are those? And then when I looked at the letter, it was actually the people that had approached me earlier. That same day that they did that. And I was like, why would they do this and still serve me a letter and not even come for us to talk about what has happened, but cause financial loss and delay in the project that I was doing? Right, so we went to the community and met. I think that was yeah. So once we met them, it was like they don't know anything about it, and they don't think they will do that, blah blah blah. I was like, guys, you're the only ones who have sent me letter, and you did that the same day that this happened. So what was going on? And what the community is saying is they are going to send people here to come and see actually what has happened. And if that is what has happened, then they will know what decision to take. I was like, okay, you guys can, I'll give you time to deal with it. So the pig project is going to be on hold for some time, so the community sort this out. But this is some of the issues relating to land. And this is not me even encroaching somebody's land. Because when I describe what it is, the community doesn't even know about these pillars. I was like, so who created these pillars? And who demarcates where there should be a road? What is the law or policy around that? I have no idea, guys. But these are some of the things that happens and causes a lot of issues between people, fights, and so on and so forth, right? And I just wanted to share this with you guys and what is happening. I mean, this can easily be replaced, but I think the mentality and what is happening is what I'm trying to process and think around it, right? These are solvable, but why will people do that? And I don't know if that is happening to you, but if you're also starting something, I think it is clear that if you have a farm landlord, I think the best thing would have been me just, you know, building a wall in the first place before I even start my project. But you know, all that is money and it's investment that I could put into something else. Yeah, but in a nutshell, guys, this is what is happening. I think the chiefs are gonna come here maybe this weekend or next week and see what is happening, what has happened, and then make a decision. I'll try and keep you guys updated on what happens. But this is real life story, guys. I know I've always been talking to you about land and so on, and I didn't want to hide this from you, that a land that I've even bought and have started projects on, there's still the tendency of issues arising. And I don't know how you would have done it, how you will handle this, but leave me a comment below and share your opinions as well. Thank you guys, and stay blessed.